Hey besties, how you guys doing? Welcome back to another video. It's your girl here, Stella, and today we have another very important video that I want to share with you guys. So this is a girl story that happened on TikTok, and I wanted to share her story and also the experience of what she and her dad had experienced, and I think that is going to serve as a lesson to us all. That is why I'm bringing it here on YouTube, because I know not everyone is on TikTok. But if you're on TikTok, you can do well after this video to go search up the story and watch for yourself. I think it's about 15 parts. So yes, it's a long video, so take your time, relax, chill, and watch the video, and be ready to cry, because you're going to cry in some parts of those videos, because it is very emotional. It's something that is going on in the world, regardless of the continent, not just Africa, but I'm going to be talking specifically in her story. It happened in Africa, Nigeria to be specific, and in the Igbo region, which is in the east, Enugu. So we're going to be talking about that, and also using that as a lesson to us all, because I want us all to learn, because I myself, I also learned from that video. Okay, so let's get right into the video. You guys, I'm not going to be so explicit, or so, not explicit, the work. I'm not going to be so detailed as she was, and I'm not a very good storyteller like Ifunanya. So Ifunanya, I give her kudos. Her storytelling skills is epic. Like, she gave details. She held us down for 15 parts of that story. So if you want to get the main thing, you would have to watch hers. But I'm just going to pick out some parts that I think are very important to you and I watching this video. And so it might not be so smooth and so interesting as hers. Just a disclaimer. Now let's get into a little bit of summary and also the lesson of what happened. So this is Ifunanya, and she is an American living in the United States, a Nigerian American. Her dad retired and went back to Nigeria. She escorted her dad to the airport while he was retiring back to Nigeria, in Enugu, a part of Enugu, I think Enugu, something like that. That's where he's from, in the east part of Africa. Nigeria to be precise, I mean. So when the dad retired, she said after a couple of months, I think about 6 months or so, she was talking consistently with her dad, but after some time she stopped hearing from her dad. So she decided to reach out to the father, and call the relatives, her uncles and her auntie, and they kept telling her the dad was fine, the dad is okay, he's not around, he went out. Whenever she's calling, she's like, bother, because this is not how it used to be. Like, ever since the man traveled, she has been communicating with him. She even got him an iPhone, but all of a sudden she's no longer able to talk with the man. If she calls the man, her relatives are the ones picking, and at that time they told her that the dad had a stroke. So she became even more concerned, and she wanted to talk to him, but this man, you guys, kept telling me he went out, he's not around, he's in the hospital. So she got concerned and decided to go to the Nigeria, booked her ticket and went to Nigeria, took a leave from work just to go see the man. I think she took about 2 weeks or 1 week and some days to see the man. And when she got there, she showed us a video of when she was trying to, in front of the father's compound, or her father's compound, there was a heap of sand covering the gate, and the uncles were throwing that sand on her, telling her to go away. Her uncle and her auntie, uncles and her aunties were throwing the sand on her, telling her to go away and all, calling her winch, calling her all sort of names. She showed some clips of the incident, and you guys, I felt so sad. As I said, I'm going to be telling you guys my feelings. I felt so sad because this is someone that you've been speaking with on the phone. On the phone, you made her feel like everything was okay, her dad was okay, and now she's here to see her father. You're throwing her sand, calling her name, telling her to go away. Her father doesn't want to see her. Her father isn't here. And again, she said created a scene, and the villagers came. The people were wondering what's going on, and that was when she explained that she's the daughter of so and so lives here, but they refused her to see her dad, and her father is sick, she needs to see him. And that was when the aunties, when those people asked the auntie and the uncle what's up, and they said the man is not here, he's in Abuja with his other brother, which is another of her uncle, Christopher, or something. So, and that was through a text. She had to, before then, she tried chatting up the man. I was like, is my dad with you? The man said, yes, he's here with me, come to Abuja. She's a very she's a strong Christian. So while she was talking, she kept talking about why the Holy Spirit was telling her, don't go, your dad is inside here. She's moved by the Spirit. She's like, everything she does, she's moved by the Spirit. So the dad told her, Spirit, God, of course, her father God was telling her, don't go, your father is in here, they are lying to you. So she refused to listen to what her uncle was saying. She said to stay back, and told them that, okay, so now you guys could let me go in. People were here, of course, the villagers were here, so they couldn't send her out of the house anymore. Now I'm here. Can I go upstairs and look at my father's room? I feel my father is up here. And I think that altercation also made the police, they also called the police, so the police were involved. So that was when she, according to her, the Spirit led her to go upstairs. She went upstairs and she saw her father in a very debilitating state. Like, you could, oh my God, I don't even want to imagine. That man was lying there sick, and she said she saw deaths at the side. As I said, she's very religious, so she has a spiritual eye that she'll see deaths roving around. It felt like she entered the grave where she entered there. She saw her dad. She felt like crying. And she cried, in fact, but she held herself, and she came down and told them that her dad is here and that she needs to take her dad to the hospital, that man doesn't look like someone who has been in the hospital for a long time. What am I saying? These are our father's brothers and sisters. The father came back home. He retired back home, which is what most Africans abroad do, right? We all have the dream, the goal one day to go back home, to retire, to go to our retirement home in our village or wherever we are. But this is what the man saw when he went for his. So this brings me to one of my lessons, which is sometimes home is not necessarily where you left. Yes, you left your village, you're in a country. Try and make yourself comfortable. Make that country you are your home. Make those people you find in your new place your friends, your brother, your relations, because that place you're going, literally you're thinking of going back. Yes, people there, your house might still be there, but again, you have left for a long time. So that's I don't know how to say without sounding somehow, but it's not necessarily home. Not everyone is going to welcome you back there. Not everyone is going to be happy that you have lived a fulfilled life in two countries and now you're back to retire. And again, they are paying him. They were paying that man 5,000 monthly. I don't know if I mentioned that he's retired here, so his retirement benefits with Social Security and everything was, I think they were sending it back home, and his aunties and uncles did not use even a dime from that money to take care of that man, even in that his debilitating state. Rather, they used that money to build a house. We could see a house close to the main building where they were erecting a duplex. Okay, so you guys were using the money to take care of yourself and also build a house. But the man who owns the money, you kept him there, and you were taking money from his children in the United States, taking his hard-earned money that he has worked all his life in the US for, to build a house and take care of yourself, and even block his children from coming close to see him, because you guys have seen him as your money well. They saw that man as their money well. So that man is the one generating money for them. So if the children notice that he is like this, they will take him away and they will no longer get that $5,000 they were getting monthly. That's to tell you how heartless, how wicked some people we call relatives and brothers are. So sometimes your home is not necessarily everybody. You know the kind of people you have. I'm not speaking for everybody. Some people have been blessed with wonderful, amazing uncles and aunties, but you know some of them, you know the ones that you know that are not good, and you're still going there. You left your family, you left your direct family, your children, your husband, your spouse, and you said that one is your family. And now see what happened to that man. The good thing is that let me just say it, he came out alive. Okay, he didn't die. The daughter was able to save him after a lot of things had happened. I can't even go into telling you everything. So when she was able to, after a lot of trouble, get the man to the hospital and all, get to him to Lagos, because her plan was to take him back to the United States, right? She got him to Lagos, and when she got to Lagos, guess what? His passport and his American passport, that auntie, the wicked auntie, he did and said, I don't know what she did with it, but they couldn't find it. And even said Ifunanya, which is the man's daughter, stole the passport. So she was only able to find a Nigerian passport that she was able to travel with to Lagos. And while in Lagos, she was able to reach out to the U.S. Embassy, and they sent and told them of the state of the man, how he can't come and get a visa. And they sent a U.S. consulate, a visa officer, to the hospital in Ikoyi to take the man, to take his picture and also give him a temporary travel paper so he could travel back to the U.S. You guys, that is what the United States did for one citizen. This brings me to my second, or even my third story, my third lesson. What country would do that for you? Will your home country do that? Will whatever country you're watching me from, it doesn't necessarily have to be African country or a country in Africa. It might be any other continent. Now, I'm not saying the US is perfect, because I know a lot of people say, oh, because you're in the US now, you're praising America. No, all countries have their bad part, but to an extent, to human life. Now, let's talk about this country. The US sent a consulate officer to go to that place and give that man a paper so he can travel to the US and get medical care. Now, will your country send a consulate officer for you alone? You're not white, you're not black. They didn't ask you what color you are. They did not ask you how did you get your citizenship. Were you born, or how did you derive your citizenship? They came and they gave him his paper so he could travel. You guys, listen. I respect the United States so much, especially after hearing this. I've always respected the United States. Of course, I'm here. I see the country. As I said, every country has their bad side, but I'm telling you, the good side in America outweighs the bad side. So for this alone gives me much, I have so much respect for the United States consulate, for the United States of America as a whole, because America is a great country. They did that. And this is a question to all our all US, all other visa consulates, not the United States now. Will you do this for your citizen? For just one citizen? It doesn't have to be like they have to be a lot for us to come and intervene. No. Will you do this for just one citizen? They brought an interpreter, an Igbo interpreter. They brought a U.S. consulate officer to the hospital and gave that man his travel pass. That aside. So even after getting all that, they came to the US and all. Do you know that this man's uncle, this man's brother, which is Ifunanya's uncle, still came, the one that resides here in the US, still came to the hospital trying to make the man sign some papers. I don't know what they are. Someone said something in TikTok, one of the videos I watched, that it seems they are after the man, not just after the money now. They're after his maybe he has a life insurance that they are after. They want to kill him. They want him to die. Bro, came to the hospital where Ifunanya kept this man, or Ifunanya's family kept this man, because she actually has brothers and sisters. That will bring my fourth, if not fifth lesson. And was trying to still make this man in that state sign documents, maybe who knows what they are trying to make him sign in that state. That she has been able to bring him back from Africa. Now he's in the US, and you want to use, because I heard he works in the court as a clerk or something. You've used your power to make him sign some legal documents, signing his life away to you. Why? He has kids. He has a daughter. He has daughters. He has a son. He has a wife alive. God used Ifunanya, that daughter, to save that man's life. This brings me to the next one. You see, we're in Africa, and some part of Africa, that we don't value female children. This is a lesson to you all. Your female children, do not disregard them. Train your children. Well, imagine if Ifunanya was not properly trained, or if she was left alone and, you're a girl, stay here. That girl wouldn't have done all what she has done. That girl is well trained, and she was valued, she was treated well, and she had genuine love for her dad. She went this far to fight for her dad. That's to tell you that never you look down on any gender of a child. Never look down on a male child or on a female child, because you never know who is going to help you. This Ifunanya saved the father, and thank God that he's alive to tell the story. But imagine if the reverse was the case, if before she went home, they had killed him. So it's also a lesson all the way around. I thought I should share that with you guys. I don't even know if I'm making sense, but in my head, you guys, I have a lot in my head that I wanted to share. But again, I don't want to make this video too long. I want you guys to go and watch the video if you've not. But go and watch Ifunanya's testimony on TikTok and see for yourself, because there are a lot of lessons that needs to be learned in that video. So that's it for today. I'll see you guys in my next one. If you enjoyed the video or if you also learned some lessons, let me know down in the comment section. But I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye for now.